All right, you guys, I'm going to walk you through how I get a dog to walk on a piece of string from start to finish. So, this dog, Georgie, came in for pulling on the leash. So, I'm going to break down a few things for you. So, I got her on a slip lead. She's a golden retriever, very hyperactive dog, but very friendly. So, I was like, we could probably do with just a slip lead and some treats, obviously. So there's going to be a point where you're going to see me pop her with the lead. So I have that doorway open with the baby gate. As you guys seen from previous videos, that's what I use to assess like drive and intensity in dogs, as well as like being able to set some boundaries. So she doesn't like the head handled so much. She goes to gun ahead, and I gave her that pop there, and you'll see another one right about here. And that's really all it took for her to kind of get the message. I start to use a verbal cue this way to turn her. So you'll hear that in a minute, and how I utilize good, yes, no, and all that. But yeah, pretty much from there, she got it when it came to being in the training room. This way. This way. Yeah! Good girl. This way. Yes, Georgie. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Sit. So pretty much you hear at first I hardly talk to the dog other than telling her good or no, which before when she had that little pop on the leash, I would give a at. And then she hit the end of the leash, so it was kind of self-correcting in that moment. And she was like, oh, God, okay. So then every time I give one of those like at markers or no, she's like, oh, okay, I got it, I got it. So you'll hear the audio for the lobby in a few, but every time I work a dog, I want to start to integrate new layers and see what works for them, what doesn't work for them. So she starts to build a drive towards the front door, which is to the left, right there, that orange door with the paw on it. So I start to work her around that. I give the this way cue when I see she starts to try to gun ahead or get excited. I'm also working on her sit a little bit, which she has down pretty good, but just the impulse of sitting and waiting. Good. No, let's go. Good. Here. Yeah. Sit. Sit. Mama, sit. Good girl. So good. So good, good. Ah. Good. Let's go. Yay! Good girl. Good girl. This way. Yay, yay, yay! Sit. Yay! Sit. So a lot of what I do when I'm with the dog, and I know like the door is exciting. So you're kind of competing with the excitement of the door, especially in the first session when you're building some trust. So I do get very animated at times, especially once the dog starts to understand like, oh, all right, you are who I should listen to. And when they start to get successful, I'll really cheer them on to just have that light bulb go off in their brain. And you could hear, I imagine some dogs just think I am very squealy. But you could see kind of like her energy change, and she's kind of like, oh, this is cool. Like, this is good at some of those moments. So then I was like, well, let's go outside now. She was doing so well. So I just pretty much take that picture of what we were just doing in the lobby, and now we're outside. We did a little bit of the doorway, nothing too crazy there. But I just start to do exactly what I have done inside. And because I have laid down this foundation and dialogue with her where it's like, oh, you want to run ahead with me? That's not going to happen. And any owner can reestablish that essentially. It's just the timing of communication, how we communicate it, and also following up with letting them know good when they're getting it right. A lot of dog training at first is like playing that game like warmer or colder, like you're getting warmer, or like, nope, you're getting colder, you're getting colder. You're getting the behavior, you have to like narrow down the behavior to be where you want it to be, and you have to do that through a series of markers of, yes, you're doing good now, no, you're not doing good now, and encouraging the good for sure, but also reinforcing the bad if it gets too crazy. So then, I mean, by the end of the session, she was sitting on cue. She only needed a little bit of a leash reminder at times, like super minimal. She never needed anything more than those first two leash pops in the beginning. I think at the doorway, maybe she needed one there. I'll have to go back and look. But I mean, then as you guys have seen in my previous videos too, I kind of just want the leash to be really, really loose. I want to see if the dog is following guidance through verbal commands, which she is for the most part, but she also does rely a little bit with the leash, just as a backup. But again, very minimal. But super fun dog to work with. And then our next mission, probably in her next session, is to walk her by people, walk her by different things. So, yeah, really good first session with Miss Georgie. Pretty dog and excited and fun to work with.